A $64 million mansion, not in Beverly Hills, not in Miami, not in New York, but right here in Dallas. And it's not just another luxury home, it's currently the most expensive property on the market in Dallas. Now imagine this. One of the biggest athletes in history has a decision to make. Stay in Los Angeles or begin the next chapter somewhere new. If this chapter happens to begin in Texas, the house he chooses won't just become another celebrity mansion. It will instantly become one of the biggest luxury real estate stories in America. But here's what's fascinating. LeBron James has never bought homes simply because they're expensive. Every purchase he's made tells a story. His Ohio estate became a private family retreat. His Brentwood mansion blended luxury with everyday livability. And today, the billionaire is pouring roughly $37 million into an ultra-private custom compound in Beverly Hills that's still under construction. That project reveals something most people miss. LeBron's priorities have changed. He's no longer chasing the biggest house. He's building private compounds, places designed around security, family, recovery, and complete privacy. Which raises an interesting question. If Dallas becomes home, big if, what kind of mansion would actually fit the real estate blueprint he spent more than 20 years creating? Because out of hundreds of luxury estates across Dallas-Fort Worth, only a handful truly make sense. When people think about celebrity real estate, they usually focus on price. Who spent the most? Who owns the biggest house? Who has the craziest amenities? But that's rarely how ultra-high net worth buyers actually shop, especially someone like LeBron James, who's a billionaire. Look at the homes he already owns. They're all different, yet everyone follows the same formula. Privacy comes first, not luxury, not square footage, not even price. His Ohio estate sits behind gates and mature trees, creating a secluded family compound. His Brentwood mansion offers nearly 16,000 square feet, but from the street, it barely announces itself. And the custom Beverly Hills estate, now taking shape, goes even further. With a guardhouse, long private driveway, perimeter security, multiple structures, and space designed more like a private campus than a traditional mansion. There's a pattern here. LeBron doesn't buy houses, he buys ecosystems. Places where family, business, recovery, security, and entertainment all exist behind one gate. So instead of asking, what's the biggest mansion in Dallas, we're asking a much better question. Which Dallas estate actually fits the LeBron blueprint? To answer that, we created our own checklist based entirely on his existing real estate portfolio. Every mansion had to pass the same test. Does it offer elite privacy? Could it function as a private compound? Is the architecture modern enough to match where his tastes have evolved? Does it prioritize wellness and family living? And perhaps most importantly, could this realistically become the next long-term home for one of the most recognizable athletes on earth? Only 4 properties made the cut. One is a secluded compound hidden among trees. One feels remarkably similar to his current Brentwood residence. One embraces the wide-open Texas lifestyle. And one is the most expensive home currently listed in Dallas, a $64 million trophy estate that would instantly make headlines around the world if LeBron ever bought it. But just because it's the biggest doesn't mean it's the best fit. And by the end of this video, we'll rank all 4 and reveal which Dallas mansion actually matches the real estate strategy LeBron has quietly built over the last 2 decades. If you enjoy luxury real estate, celebrity estates, and the stories behind the biggest homes in America, subscribe, because every week we uncover the properties everyone's talking about, but very few people truly understand. Coming up, our first stop isn't the most expensive mansion on the list. It's the one that might actually make the most sense. If history tells us anything, it's that LeBron values privacy more than prestige. That brings us to our first property, a sprawling estate in Mound, just outside of Dallas. At just under $7 million, it's also the least expensive home on our list. But don't mistake price for quality. Sometimes the smartest real estate purchase isn't the most expensive one. It's the one that gives you something money can't easily buy: space. From the moment you see the aerial view, you notice something different. Instead of neighboring homes stacked closely together, there's breathing room, there's trees, open land, and a long approach that naturally separates the estate from the outside world. That's something LeBron has consistently prioritized throughout his career. His Ohio mansion wasn't built to impress passing traffic. It was built so his family could enjoy complete privacy behind the gates. This property creates that same feeling inside. More than 10,000 square feet of living space, 6 bedrooms, a resort-style pool, large entertaining areas, and enough land to expand far beyond what exists today. Imagine adding a detached wellness pavilion, a professional recovery center, even a private basketball facility. Those possibilities are exactly why ultra-net worth buyers often purchase land first and houses second. But there is one drawback. Flower Mound offers incredible privacy, yet it doesn't quite deliver the prestige that comes with Dallas's most exclusive neighborhoods. For someone who's spent decades living in Brentwood and building a custom estate in Beverly Hills, would leaving one iconic address for another matter? Or would privacy outweigh everything else? Because our next property answers that question in a very different way. If Flower Mound feels like a secluded retreat, Lucas feels unmistakably Texan. Long before you step inside, the massive circular driveway tells you everything. This home was designed to make an arrival. Nearly 12,000 square feet, 7 bedrooms, expansive grounds, and plenty of room for family gatherings, entertaining, and everyday living, compared to the tighter lots coming in Los Angeles. Properties like this simply aren't available, at least not without spending dramatically more money. And that's one of Texas's biggest advantages. You don't just buy square footage, you buy freedom, you buy more land, more privacy, more flexibility. For LeBron, that's important. His new Beverly Hills project isn't simply a larger mansion, it's an entirely new way of living, with multiple buildings and dedicated wealth spaces and private courtyards, a guardhouse. Everything centered around creating a secure family campus. Lucas certainly offers room to build something similar, but there's one question we cannot ignore. Throughout his career, LeBron hasn't chosen rural luxury. He's chosen elite neighborhoods, places where privacy exists, without giving up proximity to business, entertainment, and community. Which brings us to a neighborhood that checks every one of those boxes, and arguably, the home that feels most like the next chapter of his real estate portfolio. If LeBron wanted a home that immediately felt familiar, this would be it. Located on prestigious Strait Lane in Preston Hollow, this newly completed estate represents everything his real estate portfolio has been evolving toward. Modern architecture, exceptional privacy, sophisticated design, and enough space for family without becoming unnecessarily oversized. Nearly 17,000 square feet, 7 bedrooms, brand new construction. Every finish, every material, every detail reflects today's luxury market rather than yesterday's. That's significant because LeBron's homes have evolved over time. His Ohio mansion reflected early success. His Brentwood residence embraced contemporary California living. His custom Beverly Hills compound pushes even further towards clean architecture, wellness, and security. This home follows that same trajectory. It's luxurious without being flashy. It's powerful without trying too hard. It's exactly the type of estate you'd expect someone to live in for the next 15 years. And perhaps most importantly, it's located where Dallas's biggest names already live. For someone transitioning from Beverly Hills, that's a meaningful advantage. It's the same street that Dirk Nowitzki owned a home. It's just minutes away from the mega mansion of Mark Cuban. It's around the corner from the home of President George W. Bush, a stone's throw from some of the most amazing luxury real estate in all of Texas. If we were judging strictly on buying history, this estate currently sits at the top of our rankings. But then there's one more property, one that ignores practicality altogether, one that isn't simply expensive, it's historic. At $64 million, this isn't just another luxury listing. It's currently the most expensive home on the market in Dallas, more than 27,000 square feet, 10 bedrooms, a guest house, media room, library, perfectly manicured grounds that stretch across one of the city's most prestigious addresses. Buying this estate wouldn't simply mean moving to Dallas. It would dominate luxury real estate headlines across the country for weeks, maybe months. This is what the industry calls a trophy property. The kind of home purchased as much for legacy as lifestyle. It's magnificent, it's iconic, and it's unlike anything else we've looked at. But here's where the story becomes interesting. Despite having the wealth to own almost any house in America, LeBron has never built his portfolio around buying the biggest mansion available. Instead, he's consistently chosen homes that support his family, protects his privacy, and evolve with the next phase of his life. Which raises one final question. Does the most expensive mansion in Dallas actually fit the blueprint? Or is there another home that's a better match? That's exactly what we'll answer next, because it's time to rank all 4 estates and reveal which Dallas mansion makes the most sense for LeBron James. You be sure to let me know which one you think fits best as well. So, after looking at 4 extraordinary estates, which one actually fits LeBron James? To answer that, let's go back to the blueprint. Throughout his career, LeBron's homes have evolved. His priorities haven't. He values privacy over publicity, long-term family living over flashy architecture, land over unnecessary square footage, and security over visibility. That in mind, here's how these 4 homes stack up. The Lucas estate offers tremendous value, nearly 12,000 square feet, expansive grounds, room to grow, and enough privacy for almost anyone. But compared to LeBron's existing portfolio, it feels just a little too removed. His homes have always balanced privacy with proximity to business, community, and convenience. Lucas delivers the space, but not quite the same level of prestige. We scored this one an 87 out of 100. This one surprised me. At less than $7 million, it's easy to the bargain of the group. But don't let the price fool you. The land, the privacy, and the ability to transform it into a true family compound make this one incredibly compelling. In many ways, it reminds me more of LeBron's Ohio estate than any other property we looked at. If privacy alone determined the winner, Flower Mound would be difficult to beat. Scored this one 90 out of 100. Then there's the wild card. At $64 million, it's currently the most expensive home listed anywhere in Dallas, but this estate wouldn't be a real estate transaction. It will become national news. The property is breathtaking, historic, massive, and unquestionably one of the Texas's finest estates. But here's the catch. LeBron's real estate history tells us something different. He's never chased headlines through his homes. He's chased lifestyle, security, and longevity. Could he buy it? Absolutely. Would it dominate social media? Without question. But based on everything we've seen over the past 20 years, it doesn't quite match the strategy behind the rest of his portfolio. He scored a 95 out of 100. And that leaves one clear winner, the newly completed estate on Strait Lane. This home doesn't scream for attention, it doesn't need to. Instead, it quietly checks every box. Prestigious Preston Hollow location, contemporary architecture, exceptional privacy, brand new construction, space for family, space for entertaining, and the flexibility to evolve for years to come. More importantly, it feels like the natural continuation of the journey that began in Ohio, continued in Brentwood, and now it's taking shape in Beverly Hills. If LeBron were actually looking for a Dallas home, this is the one that makes the most sense. We give this one a 97 out of 100. Whether LeBron James ever calls Dallas home, long shot, perhaps, almost isn't the point. Because this story isn't really about one athlete. It's about how the world's biggest stars think differently when they buy real estate. Most people shop for a house. Ultra high net worth buyers shop for a lifestyle. A private world designed around family, security, health, business, and the freedom to live without constantly being watched. When you look at LeBron's real estate portfolio through that lens, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Every home has been more intentional than the last, less about showing success and more about protecting it. And if the next chapter of his career ever leads to Texas, the mansion he chooses probably won't be the biggest or even the most expensive. It will be the one that best supports the life he's building beyond basketball. Maybe that's the secluded compound. Maybe it's the modern estate on Strait Lane, or maybe He shocks everyone and buys the most expensive home currently listed in Dallas, instantly creating one of the world's biggest celebrity real estate stories Texas has ever seen. Until that day comes, we'll just have to watch. Because in luxury real estate, sometimes the homes tell the story long before the owners do. If you enjoyed this deep dive into celebrity real estate, make sure to subscribe, because every week we uncover the luxury estates, financial decisions, and hidden stories behind America's most fascinating homes. And if you had to choose just one, which Dallas mansion would you buy? Let me know in the comments, because sometimes the biggest real estate stories are the ones that haven't happened yet.